My name is Rob Goodall. I'm President and CEO of Atrium Mortgage Investment Corporation. Atrium is a non-bank lender conceived in 2001 and designed to take advantage of the lack of financial institutions in Canada. We went public in 2012, and since that time we more than doubled the size of the mortgage portfolio and more than doubled the size of the staff count, particularly our senior management team. In Ontario, we have 5 loan originators. 3 of them are in the Greater Toronto Area and specialize in commercial and multi-residential underwriting.
My name is Michael Lovett. I am the Managing Director for Atrium here in the Greater Toronto Area. I started working in the commercial real estate field in the 1980s, over 30 years ago. During this time, I've held executive positions with a number of Canadian and international financial institutions in origination, underwriting, as well as risk management. I have been lending in the non-bank segment for about 10 years.
My name is Bram Rothman, and I am a Managing Director for Ontario at Atrium.
My name is Richard Monroe, and I initially joined the company as an analyst in late 2006. This was an interesting time to start in the business as the financial crisis of 2007-2008 was just around the corner.
I was hired by the company out of the Schulich program, and I've been working here for over 10 years. The main business that we were in at the time was commercial and multi-residential brokerage, and at the peak we placed about $1 billion in debt. We focused on all the main product classes, which would have been institutional, retail, multi-residential, and office, but we also worked in specialized uses, which would be retirement homes, self-store facilities, hotels and motels.
I've now been with the company for nearly 9 years and have arranged a little more than $1 billion worth of financing in that time, both for Atrium and for third parties. Typical transactions might include loans secured by rental apartments or commercial properties, either stabilized properties at leverage a little higher than that typically available from more traditional lenders, or in value-add situations where capital might be needed for repairs or improvements, an expansion, or maybe to reposition a property in order to attract higher quality tenants or generate greater rents.
Together, this team has originated over 50% of Atrium Mortgage Investment Corporation's mortgage portfolio, and each of them have a high level of repeat clients. Our 4th underwriter in Toronto has a different focus. He specializes in single-family mortgages.
I'm Phil Fusa, Managing Director of Single-Family Mortgages for Atrium Mortgage Investment Corp. I've been here for the last 18 months. I came here with experience in the alternative financing field, specifically 15 years in originating and underwriting alternative mortgages for companies like Citizens Bank of Canada, for People's Trust, for IC Savings. We feel that in our space, you can't take a cookie-cutter approach to underwriting. It's not about pick-and-click underwriting. It's about knowing your client. It's about taking the time to understand the story that exists. It's about taking the time to understand the real estate, the market that you're in that particular real estate.
To grow Atrium and diversify the portfolio, we needed to expand beyond Ontario. Western Canada, in our opinion, had the strongest long-term economic future, so we targeted the Prairies, namely Alberta and Saskatchewan, and we targeted British Columbia. With no local presence, we needed experienced non-bank lenders. Dan Stewart, the first person that we hired, had the ideal background to become our Managing Director for the Prairies.
My name is Dan Stewart, Managing Director of Atrium's Prairie region, comprising Alberta and Saskatchewan. I was recruited when Atrium went public to open the Alberta office in Calgary to grow Atrium's brand and market share in Western Canada. My background includes 37 years in real estate, including 29 as a real estate lender and 8 years as a Vice President managing the marketing and sales for high-density urban and resort condominium projects in Alberta, BC, and Washington State. I've been active in Calgary for 15 years. Prior to joining Atrium, I was Vice President Mortgage Banking for People's Trust in Calgary. I also recognize the value of having someone on the ground in Edmonton that knows the markets, the prospects to target, and those to avoid. This led to the hiring of Ryan McDonald in our Edmonton office.
Prior to joining the firm, I worked in the commercial mortgage brokerage industry for approximately 7 years, and during that time participated in the origination and financing of approximately $500 million of commercial financing with a mix of institutional and non-bank lenders. Since joining Atrium a year ago, we have completed new financing in excess of about $100 million for Atrium and investor partners in a mix of construction loans, building repositioning scenarios, commercial and residential land deals, amongst a few other asset classes with experienced developers in both provinces.
Next was British Columbia. British Columbia is the most competitive lending market in Canada, and you need a strong lender in order to prosper. We hired Marianne Dobslaw in May of 2014, and like Dan Stewart, she has the perfect combination of experience and strong existing client relationships.
I'm Marianne Dobslaw, and my career in real estate lending spans over 25 years. I've had the good fortune of working in Vancouver throughout that period, and it's been a period of fascinating growth and transition with successive waves of immigration coming into Vancouver and British Columbia from various parts of the world. I started my career with Citibank Canada in 1988. Citibank was one of the dominant real estate lenders in Canada at the time. Subsequent to Citibank, I joined CB Richard Ellis in 1996 as Vice President Investment and acted as a mortgage broker arranging construction, term, mezzanine, and equity facilities. I returned to real estate lending in 1999 with GE Capital as Director for Western Canada and participated in a range of CMBS, structured debt, and equity transactions. Some of our recent lending activities in BC have involved providing financing on a range of residential developments that are catered to meeting the needs of Vancouver's growing population. This has included a townhome development in South Surrey, which offers affordable housing for families and empty nesters.
So today we are active in Ontario and throughout Western Canada. We have 9 loan originators across the country, 5 with more than 25 years of lending experience. That's important because they were active in the last major real estate downturn, which occurred in the early 1990s. This management team has brought us great success since going public. Our stock price has appreciated materially. We've more than doubled the size of our mortgage portfolio, as I mentioned earlier. We've raised capital in the public markets 5 times, and we've increased our earnings per share significantly. And throughout this process, we've maintained a low loan arrears ratio. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our story. We hope you're impressed with the management depth of Atrium Mortgage Investment Corporation.